great way to start a game. Both sides get together in the circle and with marked respect like that.
Lovely, isn't it?
Well, hello and welcome to the beautiful Adelaide Oval, looking absolutely picturesque. It almost makes you want to put the boots on and get out there and play today. It's going to be a ripping contest between the Aces and the Defence Force in the traditional Anzac Day Challenge Cup. 10-9 is the record at the moment, with the Defence Force getting the win last year, breaking a 4-game winning streak for the Aces. Before that, my name is Bevan Jones. I've got the great pleasure of being joined by the father of a late inclusion and a well-known inclusion as well. Holds the record for the goals at the Central Districts Football Club with 14 back in the day against Norwood, and holds the record, I've been told as well, in this game, this corresponding game. His name is Daniel Havelberg and his father is Jeff. Jeff, great to have you in the special comments chair this afternoon. Looking forward to what should be an interesting contest.
Yeah, thanks, Bevan. I really am looking forward to this. Each contest that I've seen over the years has been a great contest. Good standard, good spirit, and, you know, to be able to play a game like this for, as Daniel says, mental health for the people that are involved, I think that's an excellent cause. Now, I've been looking forward to this for a while.
Yeah, well said. I always look forward to it as well, just because it's such an even contest and it's played such good spirits as well. And both sides have, got guys that have played at the highest level too within the AFL and the SANFL. So, yeah, you always get some pretty talented players out there on the park.
Yep, good standard. I really like the way they start the game, where they form the circle together, mark of respect, and both sides looking forward to this. The oval's absolutely beautiful.
Looks amazing, doesn't it?
And what a day for footy.
Couldn't get much better than this.
Yeah.
Like I said before, it almost makes you want to put the boots on yourself. So. Here we go, underway. As the Defence Force look to clear, and they do that well. And a chance to go inside 50 for the first time this afternoon. Almost a mark taken. Aces now look to clear their defence. String of handballs. Almost a mark taken on that occasion for...
That was well done.
Yeah, the Aces by Kitschke.
Uh-oh.
An errant kick ends up in the hands of the Defence Force. Mark spilled there by the Defence Force. Bit of a scrappy start.
Yeah, it takes the players a little while to settle down and to get into the pace of the game.
Exactly right. Defence Force switch play. Straight into the corridor. Player by himself on the wing is Sundry for the Defence Force. They go inside 50 again, and that's a terrific mark taken.
Yeah, good grab. There's some very fit-looking blokes out there, isn't there? Especially in the Defence Force team. Makes you realise maybe our country's in good hands.
Ball smothers.
Yeah, good vision.
Yes, exactly. Defence Force go inside 50 again for the 4th time this afternoon already. They're certainly peppering the goals, but no goals on the scoreboard as yet. As the pack forms, could have been a free kick the way of the Defence Force. Umpire didn't see that way. As the Aces look to go forward for the first time this afternoon. Good pressure applied, and the umpire's called holding the ball. Defence Force, another chance to go inside 50. Switch of the play, a bit dangerous. Mark is spilled.
Yep.
Good
well
enough
done.
work to keep it alive, exactly. But an errant kick. Mark is spilled. But that was well done on that occasion by Landers for the Aces. The commentary side is the footy now. Tackle is laid. And we'll have a ball up.
It's already hot round the ball, isn't it?
Yeah,
Players
sure
haven't
is.
got a lot of time to get rid of it.
Exactly. Landers with that distinctive helmet. Wins it down. Ball comes to ground. Defence Force go deep inside 50, but a good mark on the last line of defence taken by the Aces. Defending very well considering all the inside 50s in the early stages of this game, Jeff.
Yes, they are. If they can break through that wall that the Defence Force have built up, then they're away.
Jackson Bennett has it for the Aces as they look to go inside 50 for the first time this afternoon, which they will do now because they've earned themselves a free kick. I reckon it's the man himself, Havelberg, that has it. Ball goes deep inside 50 for the first time this afternoon for the Aces. Defence Force looking to clear their defence. A couple of handballs, and they do well. It goes to the outer side. On the Gamwanganine stand side, the ball's kicked along the wing. Bit of a fumble, but lucky enough there was players behind that Aces player on the other side.
This is good. They've opened it up here.
Yeah, Defence Force looking really good in these first couple of minutes. Their structure's been really good, Jeff.
They have.
Yeah.
They seem like they've got a good understanding of one another.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a nice pass. The umpire said it wasn't 15, though. That was from Cogswell. Justice was the man that was tackled by the Defence Force. Gets up a little bit hobbly, but he's okay. It's an errant kick out of the pack. Comes down now to Begg of the Aces. Overrun there by Firth. 3-3 contest.
Oh, good handballs.
Yeah, very much so. And Costello maintained his composure, got it to a teammate. Aces went inside 50, but Defence Force did really well in defence. A nice 1-2. And it's Nash who goes to his teammate there on the wing. Nash will get it back again. Goes short and finds a teammate. Bit of a dangerous kick, but it worked out okay.
Yep.
It's in the hands there of Fuller. He switches to Morgan.
Morgan, yes.
Yep. And good defence by the Aces. They're defending really well so far, Jeff. That was well done on that occasion by Luke Jarrod.
You could see the experience of Luke Jarrett there.
Yeah.
He read that, came across, got in front. And
Beautifully done.
a nice spoil.
Two-time premiership player with the Eagles. Very experienced player. Calls Victoria home these days. Plays in the Essendon District Footy League.
He looks fit enough to still play a game or two.
Yeah, it certainly does. Landers doing well in the ruck. Comes now to Perry. Dangerous kick, but might be okay for the Aces, although the bounce hasn't gone their way. Chance now for the Defence Force put their first major on the board. Unfortunately, it's gone through for another minor.
That was a good little piece of play. We spoke earlier about how the Defence Force seems to have a good understanding. They do that 1-2 very well.
Yeah, exactly. When you consider him, I reckon it must be, I don't have the stats in front of us, it must be about 10 inside 50s already, I reckon, just about for the Defence Force. But the Aces are doing a great job defensively, aren't they?
They are. The game's being played very much in the front half for the Defence Force, but full marks to the Aces.
Yeah, exactly.
They're sticking with it.
Wells has it at half back. Really good pressure by the Defence Force again. Umpires picked out a free kick.
Yeah, holding man.
Going to go the way. Number 2 for the Defence Force had already had a fair bit of it. That was Cogswell. The umpire said, you have to go back on your mark there, mate. Likely tyke, Luke Cogswell, Jeff.
Sorry?
He's a likely type.
He is,
yeah.
he is. He's been very prominent so far. Coming on for the Defence Force is Titchwell. He's going to be in the action straight away by the looks.
Beautifully done by Costello, although excellent defence on that occasion by Sam Woods. See the ball go out of play. And we'll have a boundary throw-in directly in front of us here at the beautiful Adelaide Oval, the western side of the ground. Landers wins the ruck down. 1-on-1 contest. Both players doing well. Goes out of play. Oh, the umpires picked out a free kick for a high tackle. And it's ADF to go forward again, although it's gone for the short pass. Nash, who's had a couple of possessions earlier on the game as well. Good work in defence there by the Aces. Here's Sundry, although he overruns it as the Aces go inside 50 now. That's really good attack on the footy. The umpires picked out a free kick away Defence Force with that what's the word, the knees rule that they come up with these days, Jeff? Taking the knees or whatever it is. So, yeah.
Oh, open it up in the middle nicely there. The Defence Force, I'm really impressed the way they are looking to spread the ball. They're keeping an eye out for where their teammates are running, and they're using it really well.
Yeah, exactly right. Oh, that's really good work by the ADF. Couple of bounces. Nice 1-2. Now has a chance to kick the first major of the afternoon, and they do exactly that.
Yeah,
it was only a matter of time, wasn't it? The amount of inside 50s they've had in this first quarter already, Jeff.
Yes. Look, the Aces are playing with a lot of intent. Both sides are playing with a lot of intent. But at this stage, the ADF are just a little bit tidier with the ball, and they're running. They seem to be running that little bit harder. So the ball's being played in the front half for the ADF, and you can't defend all day without letting something through.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I mentioned before, when you consider the amount of inside 50s that they've had, to only concede 8 points is a pretty good effort by the Aces so far.
Absolutely.
You're someone pretty happy with that, considering.
You'd be happy with that, but you'd want a few more on the board for them. The Aces need to start hitting the scoreboard pretty soon.
Exactly. Well, like I mentioned before, the Aces won 4 years in a row, and then the Defence Force last year got one back on them, so they lead at 10-9. So the Aces are wanting to even things up with the win today.
Yes, yeah. Look, they're trying hard. You can see that. They're full marks for the intent. They just need to tidy up a little bit with the ball, and I think they're back in it.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. Got a 2-2 contest. Really good smother. Yeah, excellent work by Begg. And we'll have another boundary throw. Been a pretty physical contest so far, Jeff.
It has. You expect that, though. That was good vision. Unfortunately, just kicked it behind his teammate, and we'll have a ball up.
So Landers and his Defence Force opponent go at it again.
So that's rock solid defence by the ADF. They're really not letting anything through, are they?
No. And a man that's had plenty of the footy earlier on, Sam Woods, was the man that's got out of defence for the Defence Force.
Yes.
As the Aces have it now on the wing. They go inside 50 again. That's almost a mark taken, and the umpire has called it mark or free kick, I think.
Can't quite see who it is, but yeah, I would have paid that.
I believe it's big Benjamin Firth, the boy from the SA Ambulance, that's going to have a shot at goal here.
Mm.
Previously was part of Port Adelaide's development squad in the juniors, so obviously can play a bit, Jeff.
Yeah.
And the Aces chance to put their first score on the scoreboard this afternoon.
Distance shouldn't be any problem for him. About 40 metres out.
Beautiful kick.
Lovely kick.
You can hear the crowd there saluting that one. And the Aces are on the scoreboard with a major. They move along to 1 straight 6. And it's the ADF doing all the attacking in the first quarter, but only holding a 2-point lead. Could be a lot more, though, considering the amount of times they got inside 50 in the first term, Jeff.
They'll be happy with the way they've been playing, but yeah, I think they'd probably look at the scoreboard and say we should be a couple of goals in front, a couple more goals. But it's a nice, tight contest.
Yeah.
It's good to watch.
Yeah, most definitely. Landers wins it down for the Aces. Really well done by the ADF.
Yes.
It's got a 1-1 contest here on the
good desperation by both
western
players
side
there.
of the ground on the wing. Yeah, really good desperation. Good work by both players there. Landers wins it down. That's a tough tackle. The umpire
I'm
didn't.
surprised he didn't.
Yeah. Thought it might have been a hold on the ball, but the umpire didn't see it that way. Another 1-1 contest, although the ball's gone out of bounds on the full. And Big Landers will have it. Sorry, correction. Defence Force will have it now. And that's true. Zach Fuller. Another inside 50 for the ADF. And there goes the call time siren. It is the ADF leading it by 2 points, 1-2-8 to the Aces, 1 straight 6. And like I mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, Jeff, it could have been a lot worse, the scoreline.
It could have been. And as I said, I would imagine that the ADF would look at the scoreboard and think, well, we should be a few more goals up than that. But full marks to the Aces. They defended well. They really stuck to it. And they made the ADF work for every score that they got. On the other side, ADF defended really well too, and they moved the ball very, very well. Aces found it hard to penetrate, but when they did go forward, that virtually one entry for 1 goal.
Yeah, what do you think they need to do in probably tidy up their disposal a bit, you think, in the second quarter, what Daniel will be saying to them?
I think that'd probably be the message. They've had plenty of the ball, but ball use has just let them down a little bit. Having said that, when you're looking at two sides that have come together, they come together once a year, and
Yep.
they don't have the benefit of training all year or that. So I think they're doing remarkably well, both sides.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But yeah, if the Aces can just tidy their ball use, especially when they start going forward, they're not out of it by any stretch, and they're not being really outplayed in a bad way. They're right in it.
I think, like you said, it's just that the Defence Force have had more inside 50s and they're probably using the ball a bit better, whereas the Aces probably overusing their handball a little bit and a few too many errors. If they can fix that up, then they're certainly right back the game, and they're only trailing by a couple of points anyway. So right in the mix.
Yep, and the ADF, I've been impressed with their team play, their understanding of one another, looking to see where the players are running, and they've been using teammates really well. Not just using the ball, but using their teammates really well. I imagine it'll be fairly warm down there on the oval.
Yeah, I reckon you're right.
It's not a cold day by any stretch. So fitness towards the end of the game will certainly come into it too, I would think. It's going to be interesting to see how these two sides run the game out.
Yeah, you're right. There's some older bodies out there, isn't there? So I don't know whether they'd like these warm conditions,
well,
some of them.
At my age, none of them are older bodies.
Yeah, the ruck job's been really interesting for me as well, between Story and also Landers so far. I'd say it's honours are pretty even after the first quarter, Jeff.
Yes. Yeah, and they've both been at it. They're very evenly matched, I think. The other area I think the Aces need to probably just tidy up a little bit is in the centre. The Defence Force have been getting the ball out of the centre quite regularly and fairly, I don't want to say easily, but they've been working the ball out of there very well. And that immediately puts the pressure on the defence. The defenders are defending very well, but as we said in commentary earlier, you can only defend for so long.
Yep.
And something's going to get through.
Yeah, exactly.
They need to probably just tidy up a little bit in the middle and start winning a few more centre clearances.
Yeah, totally agree. ADF probably dominated the clearance. We don't have the stats in front of us, unfortunately, but you'd say that the ADF dominated the clearances in the first quarter.
Certainly appeared that way, yeah.
Hence their inside 50 count as well.
Yes, yeah, that one, that's a lopsided count, that one.
That's why you've got to really pay credit to the A's, I think, for their defence in the first quarter.
Yes.
Considering the amount of inside 50s there were.
Oh, they did remarkably well.
Back underway in the second term. Bit of a scramble, and the umpire will call the ball up.
I won't bag the umpires, but I don't think I'll be buying any real estate off the umpires because twice now they've not allowed marks for not going the distance.
Must be watching too much AFL.
I reckon that's definitely gone the distance. Yeah.
Oh, not 15 seems to be something they're really tightening up on, isn't it? With all competitions these days, like you said.
Yes.
That's a good pressure applied by the ADF. Results in a turnover. Handball in the footy there was Indy Ryan. The Aces under all sorts of pressure. Really good defence.
Very good. They worked that out really well.
But the umpires, I thought that was going to happen eventually. The ADF defended so well there in their forward line. Good forward line pressure, exactly. And the ball in the hands now of Nicholas Ratcliffe. He goes short. Finds a teammate there in Doyle for the ADF. He handballs to Nash, who's been really busy in the first quarter and a bit. It's a 1-on-1 contest. A good tackle applied, and the ball goes out of play. We'll have a ball up deep inside the forward line for the ADF. We currently lead up by 2 behinds. Just played a tick over 1.5 minutes in the first quarter here at the Adelaide Oval. Looking in absolutely immaculate condition as always, Jeff.
Absolutely beautiful.
But Landers, and on that occasion, was right going at it for the ADF. As the pack forms and have another ball up.
We said earlier that Aces need to probably just tidy up their ball use, but in fairness to the Aces, they don't have a lot of time. The pressure that the ADF are putting on them is pretty hot.
Yeah. It's been a good contest for sure. those just joining us, it was the Defence Force getting a win last year, breaking a 4-game winning streak before that, with a 35-point victory against the Aces. For those people that are interested, the Aces' most valuable player last year was Sam Venning. Not out there today, unfortunately. As the ball goes out of play again, we'll have another ball up.
Just on that, Bevan, when you think what these players give up to be able to be part of this game, you just got to take your hat off to them.
Well said.
Every player out there has had to either give up holidays or they've had to travel from whichever state they're living in. And for them all to come here and play this game, I think every one of them deserves full marks, full credit.
Yeah, well said. Not only that, just for what they do in general, with putting their lives on the line and that sort of thing.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah,
absolutely.
It's phenomenal. And worked out okay there for the Aces. I'm not sure if that was the intended target, but the mark has been taken there by Will Rivers, one of the SA firefighters playing in today's game. And good job in defence by Doyle.
Yes.
For the Defence Force. We'll have another. The boundary umpires have been kept very busy in the early stages of the second quarter.
He'll have a sore shoulder at the end of the game.
Doing well on the ruck on that occasion was Firth, the single goal kicker so far for the Aces in that first quarter. Taylor now. Beautiful pass to his teammate Adam Walker, who plays on, takes a couple of bounces.
Just about run.
Oh.
We won't say anything about that, hey?
Yeah, I know exactly how he feels. That is one of the hardest things as the umpire picks out a free kick going the way of the Aces.
Yeah, he just ran into a Sherman tank, that bloke. Just
one of those things where you take a couple of bounces and you just can't control yourself. It makes me really appreciate AFL players, how they do that when they run so fast, take a couple of bounces, but do this beautiful disposal. I know they're professionals, but geez, it's not an easy thing to do at all, as we saw from the Aces player before, Jeff.
Yes. And then one of the Aces players ran into an ADF bloke, and I tell you what, he'll be feeling that for the next couple of days.
That was a big hit, wasn't it?
It was.
Ball's inside 50 of the Defence Force again. The umpires picked out a free kick.
The experience of Luke Jarrett there, he played that very well.
Yeah, exactly right. Beautiful left foot he's got as well.
Yeah.
Aces looking to clear their defence, and they do well.
Oh, good kick.
Yeah, beautiful pass, wasn't it? As Dennis Cometti would say, centimetre perfect. Doing well with defence on that occasion for the Defence Force was Bergman. There's a number of players around the footy. Good attack on the footy by all players.
Yeah, great desperation.
And we'll have another ball up. So Landers again in the ruck against Story. Those two have gone at it already and they've been in this game. And the umpire's called holding the ball. And Justice has it now for the ADF. Goes inside 50 again. Splitting the mark was Landers on that occasion. Ball comes now to Radcliffe. Handball goes astray. But
good
really
vision.
Good vision. Yeah, exactly. Well said. And terrific work by Cogswell, who's been really busy in this first quarter and a half of the game. Cogswell, number 2 for the Defence Force, and they'll have a shot at goal to chance to put their second major on the scoreboard.
At the moment, I would say he's probably the most influential player out there. He's using the ball well. When he gets it, he seems to always be able to do something with it.
No, exactly right. As Indy Ryan had a shot at goal, it's gone through for a minor score. So the ADF move on to 1-3-9, and the Aces are 1 straight 6. Just played a tick over 7 minutes in the second term. The umpire has...
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds, yep. So another boundary throw-in. Deep inside the forward 50 for the ADF. Once again, they're inside 50s. Just been peppering those, haven't they?
I don't think the Aces have been inside 50 this quarter.
No.
But the way they're going at it, you know, they'll get there. Like, I'm really impressed the way they're defending and the way they're having a crack. Just need one or two little things to go their way, and they'll be away.
Yeah, no, you're right. Having a shot at goal on that occasion was number 24 for the Defence Force, which I believe was Radcliffe. Yep, it's gone through for another minor score. I think Dan Wall's going to open eventually, and Defence Force going to get a few more majors on the board, but they've missed a few opportunities, and they're keeping the aces in it so far, Jeff.
They are. Not to take anything away from the way the aces are putting in, their defence is really working overtime and doing it well.
Now they are, considering how many times it's gone inside 50. Could have been holding the ball. The umpire didn't see that way. Putting some great forward line pressure was Cogswell again, the man that Jeff mentioned has been really busy so far, the little number 2 for the Defence Force, and we'll have another boundary throw in. It's almost like a rinse and repeat, isn't it?
It is.
Story and Landers go at it. Landers wins it down. A good tackle applied and have the ball up. And chance to have another shot at goal, the Defence Force. That was almost went through for a major there. Good work by Justice, but it's gone through for another minor.
Yes.
1 goal 5-11 to 1 straight 6. I reckon, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I'm pretty sure the Defence Force must have at least 15 or 20 inside 50s, don't you think?
I would say so, yeah. They've worked it out well there. Worked the ball out of defence well, down to the wing.
No, exactly.
Unfortunately, out of bounds.
Over on the Max Bashir stand side.
Yep, eastern side.
Hasn't been over there that much. It's been more this side, hasn't it? The first couple of quarters.
Yeah, through the middle and over this side.
Landers wins it down. He's been really good in the ruck for the Aces.
He has.
And lucky enough, had a bit of spare time there was Scanlon Bergman. And he's found his teammate back again on that eastern side of the ground. And good job.
Oh, well played.
Yeah, really good play by the Aces on that occasion. We'll have another boundary throw in. Landers goes at it by himself in the ruck. That was an easy tap for him. Pack forms. No one able to take the mark, but the umpire's picked out a free kick, and it's going to go the way of the ADF again. And that man is Bergman. A couple of possessions in the last 30 seconds, and he switches across to Nash, who's been really good for the Defence Force in the first quarter of a bit of this game. As they move the ball nicely, and it's now in the hands of a man who's been really busy in the last couple of minutes as well, is Radcliffe. Ball comes to ground. There's a shot at goal there by Simon Mackey. Goes deep inside 50 for the Defence Force. The Aces try to clear the defence again. Yeah,
once again, good defensive work there by the Aces. But only as far as the Defence Force. They build a wall across the half-forward line, across the 50-metre arc, and it's really hard to get the ball out of there.
Yeah, doing a really good job, aren't they? There's a chance now for Matt Borg to have a shot at goal, put his first major on the board for this afternoon. And maybe the second major finally for the Defence Force. It's going to happen eventually, the amount of times they keep getting inside 50.
Well, if the Aces can keep them down to 1 1/4, they'll be very happy with that.
There's Borg.
That looks good.
Yeah, beautiful kick. He's happy. His team's happy.
Yep.
They move along now to 2 goals, 5-17. And the Aces still stuck in that one solitary goal, 6.
6.
Yeah.
That was a really nice kick from there. One thing to get the ball around the 45 metre mark, around the 45 metre, but to put it through, the goal umpire didn't move, just straight over his head. That was a really nice kick. That's something, if I don't want to sound too critical, but sometimes shooting for goal in all levels of footy,
Yes.
It's sort of a little bit iffy at times, but no, that was a nice kick.
Well, we grew up in the era of your Tony Lockett's and Jason Dunstall and these sort of guys, Tony Modra, and something's not as right these days with the goal kicking. You're right. There's too many misses, I think.
Yep. Now the Aces could be away here if they can. No, good defence good work by the defence force there.
Yeah, no, exactly. Jared, a quick kick out of the pack, doing well with Firth, and the umpire's picked out a free kick. He's called play on. As the ADF are out now.
They're away here.
Hands the last goal kicker in Borg. He switches.
And he'll move it over.
And Morgan finds a teammate there in Ryan, just outside 50. He goes short. Loose checking by the Aces. And Borg does the team thing and finds his teammate there in James Taylor, with a chance to put his first on the scoreboard and maybe the third for the Defence Force this afternoon. And just starting to get a little bit too easy, isn't it, for the ADF?
Well, the Aces have been trying and have been putting in, but that was really good team play, and I don't think too many other teams would have been able to stop that. Once they got going, the loose man set up, you just can't stop that. And the ADF used the ball well. Yeah,
they're very well drilled, aren't they? There's another one on the scoreboard. That's the first one for the afternoon for James Taylor.
Well, his teammates are around him. Maybe that's his first goal in these games. I don't know. But the way they all got around him, that was a fairly special moment for them.
No, exactly. It's currently the ADF 3 goals 5-23 versus the Aces 1 straight 6. Reich up against Landers. Landers has been doing really well in the ruck. It's just that Defence Force have just been too good, with the clearances and also the clearances and just getting the ball out of play so easily from their midfield, hasn't it?
They have. That was a good centre break by the Aces, but unfortunately kicked it straight to the defence.
Yeah,
the Defence Force player. So, yeah.
I think Landers is winning the ruck battle, but like I said, the Defence Force are just doing really well in picking his taps.
Yeah, at this stage, I'd give the ruck work to Landers. I think he's on top there.
Yeah.
But gee, there not too many others that are on top at the moment.
No.
But full credit to both sides. They're putting on a good game, good spectacle.
Yeah.
But ADF are very clean with the way they're using the ball, and they're running that little bit better and harder, I think, than the Aces. But look, Aces are not out of it. Like I said, if they tidy up their ball use, they had the chance to go forward a few times in that quarter, and it was ball use that let them down. Not intent, not their effort, but just the use of the ball. So tidy that up a little bit, and I think they can really get back into this. Yeah,
absolutely agree with you. When they're only down by 3 goals, it could easily be double, maybe 10 goals almost, with the amount of inside 50s that they've had. So I think they'll take that, still being right in it. If they can, like you said before, just fix things up going into the second half, then who knows? Footy's a funny game. They can quite easily get back into it. So, we'll take a quick break. You're here for the Anzac Day Challenge Cup in the lead-up to the Kangaroos and Port game starting at 3:45 this afternoon. Bevan Jones and Jeff Haberberg will be back for the second half very soon. So we're back underway in the third term. Landers and Story in the ruck. Landers wins it down again. Done so well this afternoon in the ruck. Bit of a lone hand so far in the game. Aces a chance to go forward for one of the rare times in the first 2 and a bit quarters, because it's been all the defence force. They've been inside 50. Not stats in front of me, you'd say probably close to 20 times. The margin could be a lot worse if it wasn't for the defence of the Aces. They've got their first score since quarter time. They're on to 117, and the ADF are 3-5-23. Those people just joining us now. The ADF were really peppering the goals in the second term. Could easily be up by 5 goals plus, but the Aces are still in it, only trailing by 16 points. Unable to take the mark. That occasion was the ADF. Tackle applied there on Davis. It's a 1-on-1 contest. Good pressure applied by the ADF and a number of players around the footy. Ball comes out. And again, another tackle was applied and the umpires picked out a free kick, and it's going to go the way of the Aces. We've started a bit better in this third term. They go inside 50 again. Deep inside the forward line. A good tackle applied by the Aces. The umpires picked out a free kick. A chance now to have a shot at their second goal of the game, although it's going to be a tough angle. I think he might try and pass off here, the Aces player. Trying to work out who it is. No, he's gone for the check side. It's gone through for a minor score. So the Aces move along to 1-2-8. They trail the ADF, 3-5-23. Those people just joining us. The ADF did win last year's game, broke a 4-game winning streak for the Aces prior to that. They won by 35 points and could make it 2 in a row the way they're going so far this afternoon, but still got a long way to go. It's in the hands now of Humphreys, as Jeff Haberberg joins me again in the commentary position. 1-1 contest could have been taken there on that occasion by the Aces. That was Edwards. Decided to spoil instead of taking the mark. Hand pass by Metchke to his teammate on that occasion of Begg. Good 1-on-1 contest. Almost a terrific mark taken. But the umpire's going to call the ball up. About 60 metres away from the Aces' goal. As I mentioned before, they're currently trailing 3-5-23 to 1-2-8. Jeff, the Aces have started a bit better in this third quarter.
Yes, I was just about to say, they're looking a lot more cohesive, and they seem to be a little bit more switched on, although out come the ADF now as we speak.
We're a little bit thrown by that break. Normally they take like a 20-minute break, but it was only like 5 minutes. So
yes.
do apologise. I don't normally do that to us. So had to start calling by myself for the third. But no, good to have you back again, mates. In the hands now of Doyle, who goes to his teammate on that occasion of Taylor. Here's Sundry for the defence force. Really good defence by the Aces, although
well done.
The defence force is going to go inside 50 again. It's in the hands of Tidswell, and he's kicked a beautiful goal.
Yes.
Lux of Fortune, he's had the kind bounce as well.
He's been busy and he's been good. But that was well done down here. The ADF player managed to stay alive with the ball and move it on. Unfortunately, we were talking up the Aces before, and the ball comes out like that. But no, the Aces have, so far this quarter, have looked a whole lot better than they did in the first half.
It's currently a 21-point lead the way of the ADF. Story and Landers in the ruck. Landers wins it down again. Jeez, he's been good in the ruck today.
He has.
He's certainly tried his heart out. Justice has it now for the ADF, and he finds a teammate in Morgan. Morgan goes short, beautiful pass. And he finds that man again on that occasion of Fuller. That's a terrific pass as well. And just, I think, one of the differences this afternoon, Jeff, like you said, you can't sort of fault the endeavour of the Aces, but the defence force have just been a bit more, I guess, Better use in terms of the possessions when they've had it, and we just saw just then beautiful use of the footy, making the most of these perfect conditions, and a shot now at goal from Riley Walker.
Yes, they've used the ball well, just a little bit sharper around the ball as well.
Yeah.
But their team understanding too, because you saw then players were looking for one another, and they knew roughly where the teammate would be, and it's really hard to defend against that.
Yeah,
well
exactly.
done by the ADF.
Yeah, it's starting to balloon out now. We kind of expected that, didn't we? The amount of times they had it inside 50, we thought it's going to balloon out eventually.
Yes.
The Aces can only defend as much as they can, and considering the amount of times it's been in there, they've done a pretty good job. But yeah, I think the ADF starting to show a bit of their class, and yeah, it's starting to get a little bit ugly for the Aces, unfortunately.
Yes, and ADF are winning the ball out of the middle
too easily,
too consistently.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Yeah. Too easy, isn't it? Really good pressure applied by Cogswell. And he applied that to Rosenberg of the Aces. Story, he's tackled, manages to get it out, and a good tackle applied, and we'll have a ball up about 40 metres away from the Defence Force goal. On this occasion, it's Story and Landers again. Landers wins it down. Quick kick out of the pack. 1-on-1 contest, ball comes to ground. Justice. Oh, that's a bit of a high tackle, Sundry. And almost took the head off there of Tanner Wood. Yeah. Part of the SA Police.
Lovely kick by Luke Jarrett there. And a good grab.
Terrific
good grab.
mark, yeah. That's better by the Aces.
Yep.
Plays on immediately, and that was Cameron Arnold, part of the Queensland Fire Department. Plays footy for Yeppoon Swans in Queensland.
Oh. He made it hard for his teammate, though, unfortunately. And now the ADF are back in attack again.
Here's that man who kicked a terrific goal just a moment ago in Tidswell. And that's a beautiful pass.
Yeah.
Chance to have a shot at goal on this occasion is Zach Fuller.
You could just about toss a coin between Fuller and Cogswell for who's been the most influential for the ADF this afternoon.
Tidswell's been really good as well.
He has.
Yeah,
he has.
Left footer number 12. And Fuller puts it straight through for a minor on that occasion.
A good point.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. 5 goals, 6-36 is the Defence Force, and the Aces are 1 goal, 2-8. With only the 15 and a bit minute quarters, the Aces really need to get a move on if they're going to get back into this game.
They do.
It's a terrific mark taken by Scanlon Bergman, who's been good in this third quarter.
Yes.
He goes short. And found his teammate in Justice, and that's a terrific pass.
Yep.
Once again, just what we talked about before, just the ball use has been really good this afternoon from the Defence Force, Jeff.
It has.
In the hands now of Austin Murphy. You can tell some of these guys have played a fair bit of footy together, because some of their skills are unbelievable, aren't they?
They are. And just their understanding, their teamwork is really, really impressive. I don't know much about the ADF side, but looking at it for the first time today, I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
And that's a lovely goal.
Yeah, beautiful kick in the end, wasn't it?
Yes.
That's his first goal this afternoon. That was Austin Murphy. And Defence Force really running away with the game now. They move on to 6-6-42. The Aces stuck on 1 goal, 2-8. Considering you've got roped into this at the last minute, you've been doing a remarkable job, Jeff. So it's great to have someone to talk to.
Thank you.
I've called these games by myself in the past, and no one wants to hear my voice for the whole couple of hours. So
they probably won't want to hear mine after today either. One thing I will say, the way that Defence Force are getting the ball out of the middle, they're dominating in there. I wonder whether maybe someone like Luke Jarrett, who's got experience, who has played the game at a pretty decent level.
Yeah.
Wonder whether putting him up into the middle might not be a bad move.
Yeah, send a text to your son maybe and just tell him that.
No, he doesn't need the old man giving him too much.
There's that man again, Tidswell.
Yes.
Good pressure applied by the Aces on that occasion though. And the umpire's called holding the ball. And it was going to be play on, but the Aces decided to take it back. As they go inside 50 for one of the rare times in this game so far. Oh, great attack on the footy. Could have got himself a free kick. The umpire didn't see it that way.
Oh, he's been holding
that's
the
a
ball.
bit rough. I thought he did all the right things there, the Aces player.
I thought, well, here's a good chance for them, but...
Yeah, gee, that was a tough call. Here's Bergman, who's been really busy in this third quarter. He goes short and finds Riley Walker. Defence Force just have too much time, Jeff. Look at that.
Yes.
It's too easy, isn't it? It's full of switches, although it wasn't the best of his kicks this afternoon.
Oh, I think we can forgive him for that one. I think.
Exactly. It's going to work out okay because we've got a number of players there. Well, that's a bit of an errant kick. It's worked out okay. There's that man again, Fuller, who goes inside 50 for the Defence Force. Attacking the footy well on that occasion for the ADF was Mackie, one of the goal kickers this afternoon. And the umpire's going to ball up about 30 metres away from the Defence Force goals. Just under 12 minutes gone so far in this third quarter here at Adelaide Oval in this Anzac Day Challenge Cup game. Lead up, of course, to Port Adelaide and the Kangaroos starting at 3:45. Umpire's hot in the whistle and picked up another free kick. It's in the way of Tim Potter.
I thought it was a bit unfortunate to get hit with that one. Yeah.
Especially considering the one down the other end. Guy nearly got his head taken off by the Aces. But perfect conditions for footy, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Sensational.
Absolutely beautiful.
As Potter has a shot at goal, and that's gone through for his first major of this afternoon. That's a beautiful kick as well.
Yes.
And the Defence Force really running away with it now and having a really good third quarter. They move along to 7 goals, 6, 48. It's a 40-point lead over the Aces, 1 goal, 2-8.
It's a pity, really, because at the start of the quarter we noted that the Aces came out and they looked a whole lot better than they had in the first half. But it didn't last long, unfortunately. The ADF have now really stamped their authority on this game. And again, they're winning it in the middle. It's in the middle where they're really putting the pressure on. And then their teamwork, their team play around the ground has just been great. Great to watch.
Yeah, no, you're right. And once again, just winning it out of the centre too easily, isn't it? Here's Rockcliffe for the Defence Force. Went to his team out on that occasion of Fuller. He's been really busy, hasn't he?
He has.
Yeah. Could have been a free kick on that occasion for Bollenhagen for the Aces. And that was Paul Davis kicking it, looking for one of his teammates, but again, the Defence Force too strong.
Yes.
Here's Tidswell again. He's having a really good game. Landers spills the mark.
Oh.
Tough tackle applied on Davis. The umpire's going to call the ball up.
Is that a tough afternoon at the office? That bloke, he's the one who ran into the big ADF bloke up here in the last quarter, and it took him a while to get up.
No, you're right. As Morris goes inside 50 again, another time for the Defence Force. Jarrett showing his experience and composure. And the Aces do well. It's in the hands now of Peak. As the siren goes to end the third quarter, and it was all the ADF. They really dominated that term, and it's ballooned out now to a 40-point lead. Like Jeff mentioned, the Aces started the quarter really well and showed a bit of promise, had a couple of shots at goal, but Defence Force really took control of the game now and have a comfortable lead going into the final term.
And it's hard to see how the Aces can get back into it. I really hope they do get back into it, but hard to see it because the way the ADF are controlling the centre and the general field play, the way they're just running to position, using their teammates, backing each other up, and they're clean with the ball. I can't see the ADF losing from here.
No, I don't think so.
Having said that, I'd really love to see the Aces get a couple more goals and for the quarter to be a good, entertaining one. But
put a bit of respectability on the scoreline, hey?
Yeah. Look, but it's been a good match. It's been good to watch.
No, it's been good.
Entertaining.
Yeah. I've actually been really impressed with how hard at it, because some of these games, they can be a little bit like, playing Mr. Nice Guy kind of thing, not to hurt each other, but no, they've gone in really hard today. It's been in good spirits, so nothing malice. It's been good footy to watch, and like you said, the Aces have tried their hardest, but I think the Defence Force have a little bit too much class and a bit too much experience and use the footy better this afternoon, and that's probably been the big difference, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It has. I'd almost think that this team from the ADF they've had time to get to know one another. They've had time to really work out their team structures and their team play.
Yes. It seems that way, doesn't it?
It does seem that way, and I take nothing away from the way either side are going about it. But no, they look good, the ADF.
Like you mentioned, it's a credit to the players because, they only come together once a year and from all parts of Australia, and they don't always know each other. So the way that they go about it, and particularly the Defence Force with their skills and their structure as well, considering they've only just started playing together or training together this week.
Yes.
It's really impressive, isn't it? So
it is.
Yeah.
It is. When you said about the way the game's being played, the spirit that it's being played in, it's the way footy should be played.
Yes.
Respect for your opponent, go in hard, go in fair, but respect for your opponent. I sometimes think we don't see enough of that at all levels of footy. Even in the AFL, sometimes I don't think we see enough respect for the opponent. Doesn't mean you have to like them, but respect them and go in hard, but go in fair. This game's been played really well in that spirit.
No, well said. Absolutely agree with you. Mind you, compared to what you saw the other night, I don't know if you saw the front bar, but the other night they were showing some highlights when Phil Carman used to play footy. That was not Mr. Nice Guy at all. So he's probably not a good example of showing respect to your opponents or the umpire for that matter as well.
Oh, yeah.
There were different days back then, weren't they?
Yeah. Different days for sure. I was having a talk to my wife just yesterday. We were having a bit of a laugh, and I mentioned about you look at some of the blokes from the past and the way they used to go about it, and I suppose I shouldn't really mention names on there, but there were some blokes that even if you were on their side, you'd stay out of the way.
The old friendly fire.
Yeah. I wonder why they call it friendly fire.
Yeah, no,
there's nothing friendly about it.
No, exactly. You played the amateur league yourself, or?
Oh, a little bit, yeah. Mainly, I played most of it up in Adelaide Hills.
Oh, fantastic, same. Yeah. Who'd you play for?
Mount Torrens.
Right.
Torrens Valley now.
Torrens Valley,
I haven't really followed it much for the last 30 years or so, but put in a couple of years up there.
Beautiful. Geez, it gets cold in winter up there, doesn't it?
Oh, it doesn't what? Playing at Mount Pleasant in the middle of winter is not pleasant.
Yeah, no, same as Birdwood where I played as well. There is, but good fun though. Great people up in the hills. So, As Landers wins it down for the Aces, I'd have to say, I don't know what you think, but for me, I think he's been by far their best player this afternoon. The amount of hit-outs that he's had, as the Defence Force have another chance to put a major on the scoreboard. But I think he's done a really good job, Landers.
He's done very well. Not a lot of support, but hey, look, hard to really say too much about it without sounding like you're bagging the Aces, and I don't want to do that.
No, exactly. Yeah. Funny you mentioned the Hills. Big Jesse Landers is actually part of the 2024 Harndorf Football League seniors team. So, plays in the Central Division in the Hills Footy League. So there you go.
Right, yeah.
So speaking of the Hills, and he's also played for Uradler in the past as well. So,
I also put in a couple of years in Adelaide here in suburban footy with a team called Adelaide Lutheran.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Still going today?
They are.
Yeah.
They are, yeah. Good club. They call it a country club in the city.
I've heard people say that. Yeah, a bit like I used to play for Walkerville, and lots of guys came from the country that were boarding in Adelaide at, St Mark's and the like, so, yeah. Aquinas, a lot of guys from Aquinas. I'm sure you know well.
Yeah.
There's a number of players around the footy. Attacking it well on that occasion for Defence Forces Sundry. He does well and gets it across to his teammate in Potter, one of the goal scorers this afternoon.
Yeah, big chance here for the Aces.
Yes. There's Sundry again attacking it well.
He goes in hard, doesn't he?
Yeah, really good. Good pressure applied by the Aces, and we'll have a ball up about 45 metres out from goal. Landers wins it down again. Comes
here's
out.
a go.
Here's a chance now for Arnold. It's gone through, unfortunately, for a minor. That's Cameron Arnold from the Queensland Fire Department, plays for the Yeppoon Swans. Like you said before, players from all around Australia, which is just wonderful to see.
It is.
And yeah, like you said as well, guys away from their families, away from their work, just it's amazing the commitment they put in for this game.
Well, I understand that for most of them, they pay their own way, they give up holiday time.
That's awesome, isn't it?
It is, it is.
As Rockcliffe does really well.
Great,
yeah, that was excellent, wasn't it? Out to Woods.
Good handball.
And a chance now to put in his second major of the afternoon is Austin Murphy, and he's done
lovely.
exactly that.
Lovely kick. That was really good team play, coast to coast, around the wing here. And again, set up the loose man, players running hard, running for their teammates. Very hard to defend against that.
Yes. Those people that are watching at home, I do have a list of the names for the ADF, but I wasn't given any information about them in terms of who they play for or whatever. So it's not a biased call in terms of the Aces. It's just a lack of information that happens in these sort of games, I could imagine. So just appreciate having a team list. And it's good to have a scoreboard as well, because a couple of years ago when I called by myself, Jeff, there was no scoreboard. So
that would have been interesting.
Calling by myself, not knowing the players, and having no scoreboard. So it was very interesting indeed.
Well done.
It's come a long way since then.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lovely kick. He spotted his teammate.
Morgan's done well. It's a beautiful pass. And again, it's the ball use.
It is.
Austin Murphy, the last goal kicker. And he switches, beautiful pass to Justice, who's been really good as well for the ADF. One of a number of players this afternoon, and it's going to be hard to choose the Anzac Day medalist really from a Defence Force perspective, because obviously, like we talked about, Big Landers, you think, who's probably a long way ahead for the best for the Aces, but
I think Landers, Luke Jarrett has really put in well. He's been prominent.
Yep, he's tried hard for sure.
He has. But it is a bit hard after that.
Oh, it's a bit of a wobbly kick, but it's worked out okay.
Here's a good passing play from Aces.
That's
well
better.
spotted.
Yeah. That was your son there, Haberberg, doing well.
I was just wondering who that big lumbering lad was.
Got it to his teammate on that occasion of Will Rivers, and the ball goes out of play, and we'll have a boundary throw in deep inside the Aces forward line, and we haven't seen it in their forward line much today, so hopefully they've got a chance to put their second major on the scoreboard.
I was just thinking that the way they work the ball across down this way, that's probably one of the best passages the Aces have had this afternoon.
Yeah.
Good to see they're still having a go. They haven't given up.
Exactly. Spilling the ball on that occasion was Reich. The Aces' chance now to put their second on the scoreboard, and they have done exactly that.
Done. Good goal.
Yeah, really good goal on that occasion from Matthew Edwards from the New South Wales Police. Actually was part of the NEFL as a 17-year-old with the Gold Coast Suns, so there's a bit of information for you. And two-time All-Australian Police AFL team in 2023 and 2024, Matty Edwards.
So he can play a bit.
Yes. Oh no, I was right the first time. It was Matty Edwards. I gave him too much credit there. I was reading Matty Wells' stats. Actually, Matty Edwards plays in the Sydney Premier Division Football League, and Matty Wells is the one that's previously on the Gold Coast Suns list.
All right.
As the ADF again look to...
Good pressure.
Yeah, the umpires...
Called a throw.
Yeah, good pressure by the Aces. And it's Jordan Bailey. That's a throw, unlucky. I know what's had the marking occasion were the Aces. Another shot at goal though, and that's 2 in a row.
Another. Is this a big comeback?
I didn't pick out that goal scorer. We'll get that one to you in a moment. The numbers are a little bit hard to pick up, aren't they on the Guernsey? Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see who that was.
Oh, there we go. Number 2, Rob Costello. It was to keep that one.
Oh, that's nice. Give him a bit of joy, the Savo. He's copped a few big hits.
Yes, he has. He plays in the VFL for Hillside.
All right. Oh, if he's a Victorian, we can't feel too sorry for him, can we?
As 2 Aces players getting each other way, but it's worked out okay.
Again, the experience and class of Luke Jarrett there got him out of that.
Yeah, exactly. I think the player from the Defence Force might have lost it in the sun on that occasion was Sam Woods.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a ball up. It's going to be Landers in the ruck against Reich. Landers wins it down again. Fortunately, it's gone straight to the Defence Force. It's through Justice, who's been busy this afternoon. Just over the head of Jared. Lacks a fortune, though. It ends up in the hands of the Aces. Jared has it again. Undergoing handball. Doesn't work out, though, although his Aces teammate does really well. Could have been a dangerous tackle. The umpire didn't see it that way.
I don't think you can have a dangerous tackle in this game, can you?
No.
Between these two sides, the way they're going in. At AFL standard, these would all be dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
That's a good tackle by Cogswell. Yeah, it's really good, isn't it? As Jared with the opposite foot on that occasion. Ball's still in. And goes out of play. Tanner Wood had it with his helmet on. And we'll have another boundary throw in. Landers wins it down again. So it's going to go out of play. Yep, we'll have another boundary throw in. Scoreline reads the ADF. Looks like they're going to make it 2 in a row. They're on 9 goals, 660. And the Aces are 3 goals, 321. Of course, it was a 4-game winning streak that was broken last year when the Defence Force won by 35 points. So they'll be certainly delighted to make it 2 in a row.
And they've deserved it too. They've been the better side on the day.
As here's a man who's been really busy this afternoon, could well win the Anzac medal. That's Tidswell.
Yes.
And that's a terrific kick inside 50.
And it's
going to roll through for another goal. That's how he kicked his last one, didn't he? The last one came through with the friendly roll.
Yeah. I was going to say, if he dobs this, well, that could just about sew it up for him for the medal.
That's 2 now, isn't it, for Tidswell?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a good player. He uses the ball well and he runs hard.
Yes.
Gives his teammate a good option. No, he's been good.
There's definitely a few guys that would still be playing footy currently, I'd say, that at a pretty high level, because there's some real handy skills out there today.
Yes.
Both teams, really.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mentioned before, big Landers in the ruck. Jesse Landers, for those people that might have been watching from interstate, plays for the Harndale Football Club and in a very, very strong league. Some people say that other than the SANFL, the Central Division is one of the strongest leagues in South Australia. So he's certainly a very handy player, that's for sure, and playing in a very handy league.
And he's really put in this afternoon. Big effort from him.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Umpire thought he was going to play holding the ball, but it's going to be another ball up. Firth probably lucky to get away with that one.
Yeah. But the pressure, isn't the pressure great? Like, here we are nearly halfway through the last quarter, and the pressure's as hot as it was in the first quarter.
Yeah, exactly right. But once again, played in really good spirits.
Yes.
It's been awesome to watch.
Yep.
ADF have it now at centre half back. That was James Taylor. He switches, finds that man again, Tidswell. Geez, he's been impressive.
And that's a great kick.
Yeah, terrific skills. And finds Cogswell, who's also been impressive this afternoon for the ADF.
Look at this. That's that hard running we were talking about earlier. Just really running, ADF running hard for their teammates, making space, getting to position, and their teammates are trusting them, backing them in, giving the ball over. That's really good team play.
Chance for Roger Morris to put his first major on the scoreboard this afternoon for the Defence Force. And his team's 11th if he can kick truly.
Lovely
which he's
kick.
done. Yeah, beautiful kick.
The only movement the goal umpire made was to look over his head.
Exactly. The ADF now move on to 11 goals, 672. The Aces, 3 goals, 321. And really, they've just been dominant all afternoon, Jeff. The Aces have tried their hardest, but the Defence Force, even in that first quarter, they could have been easily up by 5 goals, couldn't they? The amount of inside 50s they had. And it's a credit to the Aces' defence for the lack of goals that they did actually kick.
Yeah. The second half especially, the ADF have converted and it shows. But, yeah, they've dominated the whole game.
Yeah.
Here.
That's a good tackle applied.
Yes. Good pressure.
So we've got Story in the ruck up against Big Firth. Firth wins it down. Quick kick out of the pack by the Defence Force. A 1-1 contest, and that's a terrific mark.
Really good mark, yeah.
Yeah.
He was under a bit of pressure there.
He's been good, Rockcliffe, as well.
Yes.
Here's that man again, Tidswell. As the Defence Force go deep inside 50, doing well in the last line of defence was the Aces. And here's Tanner Wood.
Yeah, well worked, well done.
Yeah, really good work considering the pressure they were under. Unfortunately, though,
sloppy again. But he didn't. When you look at it, there was nothing there to kick to. The ADF put that wall across, and it's so hard to break through that.
As wasn't the most prettiest kick, but it's worked through okay for the Defence Force. That sums up their afternoon, doesn't it?
It does.
And probably deserves a goal with the way he's played today. Scanlon Bergman, he's been really good at centre half back for them.
Yes.
Number 21, and put their 12th major on the scoreboard now, Jeff. 12-6-78 to 3 goals, 3-21.
Yeah. And look, the Aces, they started to work the ball out of defence really well, but across half back here, ADF had 4 players on their own. And they've done that all afternoon. They've come up, they've made the wall, made it really hard to get the ball out of defence, and again, took control, a goal. Well done.
Yeah. Landers wins it down. The umpire says he's given away a free kick, though. We'll go the way of Big Story, who's battled hard in the ruck this afternoon up against a very good opponent.
He has. I think I'd give it to the Aces ruckman, though.
Yeah, agree. Yep. As Tidwell's just really starting to rack up the touches. I think he's my tip for the medal, I reckon, Jeff. He's just been terrific. So. You reckon as well?
Yeah, I think so.
As the ball goes through for another minor score.
Yeah, the way he's running the game out, he's not just picking up his possessions this quarter. He's been around all game. He's been very good.
And there goes the final siren. It was the ADF. Too strong in the end. 12 goals, 7-79 to the Aces. 3 goals, 3-21, which makes it 2 in a row for the Defence Force, and 11-9 overall now. Just a bit too good, too much class in the end, wasn't it?
It was. They had good understanding, good ball use, good running, good team play all round, and they were the better team on the day. Tidswell for mine.
Yeah.
For the Anzac medal. But full marks and congratulations to players on both sides. They put on it was a good game, even though it was a bit lopsided. It was still entertaining. It was good to watch.
Yeah, well said.
And you could see that both sides were giving it everything that they had, and good on them. Congratulations to both sides.
Yeah, well said. No, it was played in good spirits, and I think absolutely spot on. Defence Force had a bit too much class in the end, but the Aces battled hard and fought the game out, but in the end, just a bit too much class, but really enjoyed the game, and thanks so much for being in the special comments chair with me there, Jeff.
Oh, thanks for having me. It was good fun.
It's good to have someone to chat with, so we'll just wait to find out who the winner of the Anzac medal is. We think it would be number 12, Christopher Tiswell.
I would think so.
It was really impressive, and sort of got better as the game went longer, didn't he?
He did. And like I say, he didn't only play well in the last quarter, he was there all through the game.
Yes, winning the clearances earlier on, wasn't he, as well?
He was.
Yeah.
And used the ball well. I would say he'd be a worthy recipient.
Which other players were impressive from a Defence Force perspective, you think?
From the Defence Force, I thought Zach Fuller, he played well, number 6. He was there. They had link players, the running players, the ball use players. There was Cogswell was good. Zach Fuller, like we've mentioned, Tiswell, we think he was probably the pick of them. And Bergman was
I thought he was impressive. I thought Rockcliffe had a crack as well.
Yes. Radcliffe.
Radcliffe, sorry, I should say.
Yeah. When you first said it, I thought, it's Tom Rockcliffe out there.
Exactly.
He was prominent. Yeah, we called him, or you called him a few times. What about the Aces? Who do you reckon, apart from the big ruckman?
Yeah, I think you nailed it before. Luke Jarrod really showed his class today, and his ball use was excellent.
Yes.
Just so composed under pressure, wasn't he? And showed why he's a 2-time premiership player with the Eagles here in the Sandful, and still playing footy over there in Queensland, Victoria, I should say.
Yes.
So, just about to find out who the Anzac Day medalist is. Sorry, keep talking, mate. So who else impressed you with the Aces?
Well, I was looking through the list, and I thought for a bloke, he didn't probably get a lot of the ball, but for a bloke who put himself on the line and he really tried his heart out, little Costello, number 2,
he was good.
The bald bloke, he got knocked around a little bit, but he was up and he still put in, and he was trying his heart out towards the end there. Well, all game he tried his heart out. So, I'd give him a bit of a mention. Then, what's his name? Was it Tanner Wood, I think? Is he number 1?
Number 1, that's right. Yeah, with the helmet.
He had a crack. He had a go. Certainly not the worst player out there. So give him a mention. Otherwise, look, you look at the Aces team and they tried their hearts out, and good on them. They gave a good crack, but the ADF were just too strong, too good, and too polished today.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Adelaide Oval for the 2025 Anzac Appeal Round. It is a fantastic day on the calendar where we remember, and it is a privilege to have our curtain raiser here. The 21st consecutive Anzac round that the Port Adelaide Football Club have hosted here, and it's wonderful again to see the pre-match, which is a competitive affair between two outstanding teams. The 2025 Anzac Challenge Cup between the Australian Defence Force All-Stars and the Australian Combined Emergency Services team. Can you please, first of all, put your hands together for both teams competing in this afternoon's match. Before we go to the rest of the program, I'd now like to invite the Minister for the Emergency Services and Correctional Services, the Honourable Emily Burke MLC, who will now present the Jack Hammond Award, awarded in honour of a past legend emergency services player, awarded to the player voted best on ground by the umpires. And today, the winner of the medal from the ADF All-Stars, Matthew Walker.
First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone that came out and watched. Game's not possible without two teams, so thanks to the Aces. And well done to the All-Stars this year.
Congratulations, Matthew. Thank you very much again, or once again, to the Honourable Emily Burke MLC. I'd now like to invite the Minister for Veterans and Member for Children, the Honourable Joe Selkirk MP, to present the Anzac Challenge Cup to the winning team, the ADF All-Stars.
It's a bit confusing when they change all the Guernseys, isn't it, as well?
Yes.
After the game.
Yeah.
I'd just like to thank everyone for coming out. I'd like to thank the Aces for coming out every year, giving us a nice hard hit out. It's very memorable at this time of year. And I'd like to thank ADF All-Stars for putting in a good hit out. We've gone back to back. Let's go!
I imagine there'll be some real celebration going on there tonight.
Yes, I think so. Congratulations to the Australian Defence Force on taking out this year's Anzac Day Challenge Cup. Jeff Haberberg, thanks so much for joining us in the special comments show this afternoon, mate. It was great to have you.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. It's been great. Yep.
Thanks to Scotty Fisher, as always, for doing all the filming for us and everyone else that's been involved in putting this together. And we'll see you all again in 2026 when the Aces will be looking to get one back after the Defence Force making it 2 in a row, and the Defence Force will be, of course, going for 3 in a row next year. And
good luck to both sides, and may they have a really good night tonight.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. We'll see you next year, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.